Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Today we will be continuing with our reading of the Quran. This is day 2 of this whole thing that I'm doing basically for 22 days. Every single day I'm going to be uploading myself reading one of the surahs, I believe is how you say it, of the Quran. If you want to know why I'm doing this, there's a whole playlist which each of the days in it, so you can figure that out. Go and figure that out, because I don't want to keep telling anybody who's actually watching the whole thing the same thing. Anyways, as I've said before, I will just say this just in case you're a first-time person who is Muslim watching this. I don't mean any disrespect. I'm genuinely just looking at this as a woman who believes in God. I believe in the Bible. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. So I'm always open to exploring to see that if I believe what I believe, it should hold itself upright. And if you believe what you believe and it's truth, it should hold itself upright. So that's the purposes of this. And hopefully we can have some cool conversations. So let's continue. We are now in Al-Baqarah, I believe, and which is surah number 2, which surah means chapter, I so discovered. Again, please guys, excuse my pronunciation. Okay, I don't speak Arabic. And the title in English says the heifer. Guys, I'm not good with English either. Anyway, let's read. So it starts off with, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Alif, Lam, Mim. That's 1. 2. This is the book, in its guidance, sure, without doubt, to those who fear Allah, who believe in the unseen, are steadfast in prayer, and spend out what we have provided for them, and who believe in the revelation sent to you and sent before your time, and in their hearts have the assurance of the hereafter. Okay, who believe in the revelation sent to you. Okay, so we're talking to Allah, I believe, in this case. The revelation sent to him and sent before your time, in their hearts. Okay. Or I can't tell. Or are they talking to the people? Oh, for the people, to the people. They are on true guidance from their Lord, and it is these who will prosper. Okay, so these people will prosper. These people who are doing, as these guys are saying here, as it said in the Quran. As to those who reject faith, it is the same to them whether you warn them or do not warn them, they will not believe. Allah has set a seal on their hearts, and on their hearing and on their eyes is a veil. Great is the penalty they incur. That's interesting because, as I've said before, a lot of this language, it reminds me of some of the things, like this is why I get why people get so confused about like the different religions or belief systems, because a lot of the stuff sounds very similar. Now, I'll talk more about why I believe that this is happening maybe a little bit later in this video, probably later in the series, because before I really give my thoughts on Islam as a whole, I'm going to do a little bit more studying. Of the people, there are some who say we believe in Allah and the last day they do not really believe. So that's just like how in the Bible it says there are some who will get to heaven and say, and God will tell them, they'll be like, God, but I did all these miracles in your name, blah, 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 blah. And he'll be like, oh, I never knew you. So that's interesting. They would like to deceive Allah and those who believe, but they only deceive themselves and realize it not. In their hearts is a disease, and Allah has increased their disease, and grievous is the penalty they incur, because they are false to themselves. When it is said to them, make not mischief on the earth, they say, why? We only want to make peace. Interesting. Certainly they are the ones who make mischief, but they realize it not. Okay, so it's kind of like a form of ignorance, maybe. I don't know. I'll be very curious to know if this is a like willful ignorance or a genuine ignorance, because I definitely decipher between the two. Like, because there's willful ignorance. Like, as a Christian person, there's things that people are doing that are genuine ignorance, and even the Bible says that you will not be held accountable for the things that you did wrong that you didn't know were wrong, right? So that's why I'm concerned So in God's case of the Bible, it's more like you will be held accountable if you knew what you were doing was wrong, kind of thing. Anyway, so we're on 13 now. When it is said to them, believe as the others believe, they say, shall we believe as the fools believe? Nay, certainly they are fools, but they do not know. When they meet those who believe, they say, we believe. But when they're alone with their evil ones, they say, we are really with you. We were only jesting. Do you know what's actually kind of interesting about this? When I was at university, there was a lot of girls who they would like wear like their hijab and like the whole everything that they're supposed to wear, and underneath they'll be wearing some other scandalous outfits that would be being taken off when getting to gentlemen's dorms and rooms and all these types of things. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know, would they factor in, if there's a Muslim person watching this, would they factor in with this, as in like, we believe, but when they are alone with their evil ones, they say, we are really with you, we were only jesting? Or, because then here's my other question, what if there is there room for them to be developing and still figuring it out? You know, where do we draw the line is what I would like to know with this type of stuff. 15, Allah will throw back their mockery on them and give them rope in their trespasses, so they will wander like blind ones to and fro. At what point? These are they who have bartered guidance for error, but their traffic is profitless and they have lost true direction. They have lost true direction. It's similar to like what the concept of sin, which I've said to you guys before, is missing the mark, losing focus, right? That's what it means in Hebrew. Chet. 17, their similitude is that of a man who kindled a fire when it lighted all round him. Okay, I get it. Allah took away their light and left them in utter darkness so they could not see. Deaf, dumb, and blind, they will not return to the path. This is very heavy. I'm not going to lie to you, because anyway, we'll come back to this. Let's read through it, right? Or another similitude. Oh, I think that's like almost like a simile or like a metaphor, maybe a simile or a metaphor kind of vibes, right? Is that of a rain-laden cloud from the sky. In it are zones of darkness and thunder and lightning. They press their fingers in their ears to keep out the stunning thunderclap, the while they are in terror of death. But Allah is ever round the rejectors of faith. The rejectors of faith. That for me is interesting. So that must be like the equivalent to an unbeliever in Christian terms. And would we consider an unbeliever a rejecter of faith? Interesting. The lightning all but snatches away their sight. Every time the light helps them, they walk in it. And when the darkness grows on them, they stand still. And if Allah willed, he could take away their faculty of hearing and seeing, for Allah has power over all things. O you people, adore your guardian Lord, who created you and those who came before you, that you may be righteous, who has made the earth your couch and the heaven your canopy, and sent down rain from the heaven, and brought out with its fruits for your sustenance. Then set not up rivals to Allah when you know the truth. So this is the classic having no other gods concept. I'm very already understanding why people get so confused between religions and why people say that it all sounds the same, because reading this, it is very Bible-ese as well. You know, maybe I'll have to go through, maybe guys on this channel, we're going to end up eventually going through every religion. That'd be insane. I know which religion I'd really like to, anyway. And if you are, this is 23, and if you are in doubt as to what we have revealed from time to time to our servant, then produce a surah like it, and call your witnesses or helpers, if there are any besides Allah, if your doubts are true. Okay, but if you cannot, and certainly you cannot, then the fire whose fuel is men and stones, which is prepared for those who reject faith. So they're saying that you can bring your queries, your questions to the table. However, if you don't switch to what we're saying you're supposed to believe, then fear the fire whose fuel is men and stones, which is prepared for those who reject faith. Okay, that's little bit heavy in Surah 1, I'm not gonna lie, but then again, anyway. But give glad tidings to those who believe and work righteousness, that their portion is gardens beneath which river flows. Gardens, I can't believe this. I really can't believe this. Every time they are fed with fruits from it, they say, This is what we were fed with before, for they are given things in similitude, and they have in it companions pure and holy, and they remain in it forever. Allah disdains not to use the similitude of things. What does this similitude word mean, guys? Because this is coming up a lot. I'm gonna do a quick search because I don't like to read things and I'm not sure of the word, because similitude. I really don't like anything to do with words, folks. It's not personal to Islam or anything, because I say the same thing. Hold on a moment, guys. Similitude, like a similarity. I don't want to make guesses, so we're just going to search quickly. This is probably one of those cases where they would say, like, well, this is why we say it's better to read in Arabic, and it's probably true. I think all artwork is better. I think all writing is always most best understood in its original language. Sorry, guys, bear with me. Ba 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 da ba ba da ba ba. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, similarity. So it was like a similarity. Similitude. So interesting that they would choose that word. Then again, going back to when this was written, what was it, 100 years ago, they said. This version was rewritten, I think it was 100 years ago. Okay, good. So it was kind of what I was saying anyways. Cool. By it, he causes many to stray, and many he leads into the right path, but he causes not to stray except those who forsake the path. Okay. Those who break Allah's covenant after it is ratified, and who break what Allah has ordered to be joined, and do mischief on earth, they cause loss only to themselves. I find it really interesting, this use of the term mischief. Let's define mischief. Might as well while we're here, right? Because this is why I prefer numbers. If anybody's here who's normal on my channel, this is why I prefer numbers and equations and maths and chemistry, because whenever it comes to words, there's always so much to unpack. Every language has different meanings. You have to always look for the definitions, and it's very labor intensive. I just like numbers and letters where it's all logical. If you use logic, you can probably figure it out. Behavior that causes annoyance or difficulty, damage, destruction, or injury caused by a specific personal thing. Okay, so at least we have some context. How can you reject the faith in Allah, seeing that you were without life and he gave you life? Then he will cause you to die and will again bring you to life, and again to him you will return. It is he who has created for you all things that are on earth. He turned to the heaven and made them into 7 firmaments. Oh, here we go with the biblical numbers of 7 as well. Anyways, in all of the things he has perfected knowledge. Behold, your Lord said to the angels, I will create a vicegerent on earth. Okay, we're going to have to search this. What is this? Guys, I'm so ready. Glad I was prepared. Visurgerant. This is when you guys are going to realize I'm actually genuinely better, like not good at English. Now you guys can believe me for real. A person appointed by a ruler or head of state to act and as an administrative deputy. Okay. I will create. Okay, so let's. So for the sake of this, I will create. I won't even do this because yeah. Okay, I'll create on earth a vicegerent on earth. They said will place in it one who will make mischief in it and shed blood. What? Oh, okay. Behold, your Lord said to the angels, I'll create a vicegerent on earth. And they said, will you place it in it one who will make mischief in it and shed blood? Whilst we do celebrate your praises and glory, your holy name, he said, I know what you know not. This is interesting. So they're asking pretty much, to me, this comes across as almost like asking the equivalent, are you going to put somebody there, a devil, essentially, a Satan character, right? This is quite long. I might have to do this in more than one part because we're only at 30 and Surah 2 goes on for a while. Yeah, we're going to have to wrap this up. We'll decide. We'll see where a natural closing comes. Yeah. That's interesting. So 31, and he taught Adam the names of all things. He placed them before the angels, and he said, tell me the names of these things if you are right. He taught Adam the names of all things. That is truly interesting to me. We'll come back to why that's interesting. They said, glory to you, of knowledge we have none, save what you have taught us in truth. It is you who are perfected in knowledge and wisdom. He said, O Adam, tell them their names. When he had told them their names, Allah said, did I not tell you that I know the secrets of heaven and earth? I know what you reveal and what you conceal. And behold, we said to the angels, bow down to Adam, and they bowed down, not to ill bliss. He refused and was haughty. He was one of those who rejected faith. We have officially gotten to the first crazy difference of the story of the creation that is so different to the Bible. Okay, so from my understanding, this is what's happening. So Allah creates Adam. Adam, he gives all this knowledge and the names and whatnot of, let's read it again. And he taught Adam the names of all things. This is getting crazy. And I find it interesting that it says it taught Adam the names of all things, because in the book of Genesis, in the Bible, it says that God created the garden and then he asked Adam to name all the different things. In fact, he was even the one who named Eve. So this is really interesting. He placed them before the angels and he said, tell me the names of these if you are right. He placed them before the angels and said, tell me the names of these things if you are right. They said, glory to you, of knowledge we have none, save what you have taught us. In truth, it is you who are perfected in wisdom. He said, oh, Adam, tell them their names. When he had told them their names, Allah said, did I not tell you that I know the secrets of heaven and earth, and I know what you reveal and what you conceal? And behold, he said, this is the bit that got me. Behold, we said to the angels, bow down to Adam. And who's ill bliss? Okay, the thing that's sticking out to me right now is that in the Bible, in the Christian faith, right? Angels, the Bible talks about, first of all, that us as angels in the book of Revelation, which you guys will find out because we're reading the Revelations right now. Or is it in Revelation, or is it in, maybe it was Ezekiel actually. Anyway, that we as humans are like siblings with the angels. I know that's a crazy thought. And so when people try to bow to the angels, they'll say, don't bow to me. I'm like a brother, and I'm like a brother to you. All of us only bow to God. So the fact that the angels bowed to Adam, unless I'm missing something. Oh, okay. Iblis. I knew I heard of Iblis before. Okay, so Iblis is a leader of the devils. Okay, got it. Probably the leader of mischief. The equivalent of the father, like how the Bible calls the devil like the father of disobedience. There's probably like a similar thing, the father of mischief type of character. Okay, and they bowed, not Iblis. So Iblis's evil was that he didn't bow to Adam. This is a lot to take in. This is a lot to take in. So what we're essentially saying, guys, okay, he refused and was haughty. He was one of those who rejected faith. Also, if Adam is like the same as Adam, he refused to prostrate himself before Adam. So if Adam is human, wait, here, let me ask a question. If Adam is human and the angels are spiritual beings, obviously, and wait, so Adam, sorry, my question is going to be, if the Prophet Muhammad, right, if he was approached by an angel, are angels not less than people, or was Adam a special person? Because surely, if he was approached by an angel, then the angel Jibril, right? I'm not making stuff up. So, who brought stuff from Allah, I suppose, then does that mean that doesn't really add up to me? Because then how could the angels be expected to bow to Adam? Anyway, and we said, interesting thoughts. And we said, O Adam, dwell you and your wife in the garden and eat of the bountiful things in it, as were and when you will, but approach not this tree, or you shall run into harm and transgression. I mean, that is, okay. Then did Satan make them slip from the garden and get them out of the state of felicity in which they had been. And we said, get you down, all you people, with enmity between yourselves. On earth will be your dwelling place and your means of livelihood for a time. Hold up. What happened? This would drive me insane, by the way. What happened? It says, then did Satan make them slip from the garden. Satan made them slip. How? How did he make them slip? And how have we gone from Iblis to Satan? What happened? Because I'm one of those people, as you can tell from those of you who've been on my channel, who obsesses over Adam and Eve. I'm like, I need to understand every detail of what happened in this, every single detail of the moment mankind separate ourselves from perfection, from God and everything. I need to understand every single detail so I understand every single way not to make those mistakes for myself. Maybe we're going to see about this in another point. This is crazy. Well, maybe we'll see about it in another point, guys, because this is the thing. This is like the same thing I would say to Christians out there, right? You don't know, don't start talking about God, like, and what you think about God and what God is and what he isn't, when you're not even giving him a chance to read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And get to hear. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just throwing my ideas out there, throwing out my ideas. Get you down, all you people, with enmity between yourselves. On earth you will be your dwelling place and your means of livelihood. So this is interesting because there's a description of down onto earth, which is interesting. So where were they before? Was this garden in heaven? Was this garden in another realm? Because in the Bible, the garden was on earth. It's probably still on earth. I believe the Garden of Eden is still there and still being protected by the angels. That's a conversation for another day. Then learnt Adam from his Lord words of inspiration, and his Lord turned toward him, for he is oft returning, most merciful. We said, get you down all from here, and if, as is sure, there comes to you guidance from me, whosoever follows my guidances, on them shall be no fear, nor shall they fear grievance. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. So basically, if you follow my rules, this is very religious. If you follow my rules and my guidance on them shall no fear, nor shall they grieve. But here's the thing that I didn't mention in Genesis is there's a whole prophecy of Jesus Christ in Genesis. I can't believe I never got to this because I'm so busy obsessing over freaking Adam and Eve. Yeah, there's a whole prophecy of Jesus because it's the part where it says, and the woman will give birth and he will crush your head and you will bruise his heel, which we're actually going to talk about in the book of Revelation. This woman thing comes up again. So that's going to be interesting for those of you who are watching all of these videos. So that's interesting. So, okay. That was the God of the Bible's rectification for the decisions made in the garden. And this, I guess, is Allah's rectification. Okay, 39. But those who reject faith and belie our signs, they shall be companions of the fire, they shall remain in it. O children of Israel, call to mind the special favor which I bestowed upon you, and fulfill your covenant with me, as I fulfill my covenant with you, and fear none but me. Okay, so this whole fact that Allah has decided to give humanity a second chance is a special favor, is pretty much what I am understanding. And believe in what I reveal, confirming the revelation which is with you, and be not the first to reject faith in it. Believe in what I reveal, confirming the revelation which is with you. And be not the first to reject faith in it, nor sell my signs for a small price, and fear me and me alone. Okay. That's classic. Anybody that's claiming to be God would say that. So, and when I say that like that, I'm not trying to fire shots at Allah. I'm saying that any person in a God characteristic would obviously, the whole purpose of being considered a God is that people are to fear you and fear no one else. You're the number one, right? The same thing like God of the Bible. And believe in what I reveal. Oh, I haven't said something that I need to say. I don't believe that Allah in the Bible, the God Allah and Allah in the Bible are the same person. I'll just say that now. And believe in what I reveal, or like that Allah's the same as the different word for the same God that Christians are talking about. I absolutely do not believe that. In fact, I might need to write that in the title. And believe in what I reveal. And cover not truth with falsehood, nor conceal the truth when you know what it is. And be steadfast in prayer, practice regular charity, and bow down your heads with those who bow down in worship. Do you enjoy right conduct on the people and forget to practice it yourselves? And yet you study the scripture, will you not understand? Nay, seek Allah's help with patient perseverance and prayer. It is indeed hard, except to those who bring a humble spirit, who bear in mind that the certainty they are to meet their Lord, that they are to return to him. Okay, so basically like it's hard, but it's worth it in terms of the certainty of where you're going to go on the other side. O children of Israel, call to mind the special favor for which I bestowed upon you, that I preferred you all others for my message. So what I would like to finish off this video with, right, because we're now at number 47, so going on to 48. I just like to close off my thought of what I said, because some people might be concerned as to, or wondering what I mean when I say that I don't believe that Allah of the Bible is the same as Allah in the Qur'an is the same as God of the Bible. And I'm going to explain that because I think one of the problems I have with religions or belief systems, I'm going to call it belief systems, because as a person, a Bible believing Christ following daughter of God, who believes completely in the Bible and Jesus is my Lord and Savior and as God, I believe that, and I'm not in a religion, I believe that it's not helpful for any belief system for us to try and act as though we're doing anything similar. In fact, I actually think it's the enemy that does that on purpose, because then it turns all of our religions or belief systems into just these options, because that's how it is now, right? It's like you basically go and pick what version of the same thing that you prefer, right? The same way like we all go to buy a pizza and we all pick which pizza toppings that we personally like. And I just don't think it's that, because to me it's like these are all completely different doughs with different, not even, I would go even further, different meals altogether, right? Because if you can't have, how can the same God be doing different things? Because as already highlighted, some of the stuff that's been said, it doesn't match up with the things that, some of it doesn't match up with what God in the Bible is saying. So how can, it doesn't make any sense for either of us to be suggesting that that Allah is just another word for God and we're talking about the same God. Do you know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I'm saying? And I get that some people will say, well, the whole thing is that, well, Allah is representing like the people of Christianity. So for example, and I have had conversations with Muslim people, obviously, guys, you know me, I like to talk to everybody of all walks of life, of all ages, of all races, of all beliefs, and debate about everything, because I feel like that will make the world a better place. And I have, been told before that it's kind of one of those things where, obviously, if you're looking at somebody else, it could be the equivalent of me. It's like the equivalent of me saying, oh, I can see why people follow Islam, but it's not really 100%, it's off, but they're on the right track. Maybe that's going to bring them towards Christianity. I think maybe that's how, when people are saying like, oh, Allah and God are the same thing, it's like they're saying like, you're not quite in the fullness of the truth just yet, type of thing. If that's what's being said, then fair enough. But I just think it's important to clarify, and I would like to clarify personally that I don't believe that God of the Bible and Allah of the Qur'an are the same God. I don't think it's physically possible, based on so many different things, and also just the kingdom structure from what we've seen already, the hierarchical structure, the way the books are written, because again, like, the Bible has been retranslated many times, and it does get translated, but not as far as like people adding in, well, this is what you need to know to believe this. I'm not trying to villainize either side. I'm just trying to bring things to the table to say that from my perspective, we're dealing with two completely different things altogether. Again, the whole thing that Allah said, I'm giving you another chance, that if you follow my guidances, then you can still have this gift that was on offer. And this is my special favor, where God is like, I knew you were going to mess up because you're a human. I wanted to give you the free will anyway, because I love you and I want us to have a relationship, not me kind of be... I wanted us to have a relationship, and based on that relationship, based on my love, I've actually already planned in advance, and I've given you I've warned you even in the Genesis that this is what's going to happen. There's be a woman, she will birth a child. The child you shall bruise his heel, but what is it? I've got my Bible here. So why is my Bible here? Where am I doing my next? Okay, it's here. Sorry, guys. I was like, how am I going to do the next video if I don't have this thing here? Look, I'll tell you, I really want to say this, guys, because this would be interesting to hear from somebody in Islam what you think about this, right? So it says, yes. Okay, yes, so it was the curse to the snake. And the curse to the snake, and to Adam he said, okay, so first of all, the Lord said to the serpent, this is Genesis 3, 13. Then the Lord said to the woman, what is this that you have done? The woman said, the serpent deceived me and I ate. The Lord God said to the serpent, because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and above all beasts of the field, and on your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life. I'll put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. Now, if you want to hear more about that, guys, we're going to be talking about that in the Revelation series, because this whole woman thing that we're talking about comes up in Revelation, if you're sticking around for that. So that's why I just find that interesting, that for God, he is going to bring his way of rectifying the situation is, because crushing somebody's head, like, he's going to destroy you, right? And you're going to be done. So he's not even talking about to Adam and Eve about what you guys need to do. He tells them what the curses are going to be now, and then for the rest of the Old Testament, New Testament, and beyond until now, he's guiding us out of our own messes that we create, because he loves us as a loving father. So that's really interesting. I'd also like to, I'm sure we'll find out. Let me not get carried away trying to ask 100,000 questions, but I just thought I would clarify that that's why I don't really see God and Allah, God of the Bible, Allah, Yahweh, Allah as the same God. And I don't even think that we should be doing that, because I think we should be clarifying. It would be even better if we could clarify to others exactly what the characteristics of our God's character is, in order for people to actually understand what's going on, in order for people to see if that's something they want to be a part of, because surely that's something Allah would want if you're trying to so-called get people to follow the right path, as it's saying. I know that that's why I make a big deal about making clear who God is, so that people, if they're interested in the God who I serve, know what's on offer. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been day 2. If life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all, and I'll see you in my next one.